Incredible photos you won't believe are actually real. The Autobahn runway. Imagine coming across this scene on your daily commute to work. This image is of an A380, the world's largest passenger liner. The plane appears to be taking part in its daily commute, dwarfing all the other vehicles around it. Believe it or not, this picture is 100% real and plays itself out every day in Schukaditz, Germany. In order to effectively handle air traffic to service nearby cities, the airport had to expand over the motorway, resulting in the scene above. Today, it's not uncommon to see airliners from around the world taxiing around the Autobahn as they make their way to and from the runways. Panama City tsunami. At first glance, it's easy to think that the shoreline apartment buildings in Panama City, Florida are being hit by a massive tsunami. After all, how could this picture be real? While it's definitely strange and bizarre looking, this picture is not from a Hollywood film like Deep Impact. This very real and unmodified picture has captured a large bank of fog as it comes in off the water and flows over the buildings. Cooped up baby. Looking at this rather strange picture, you might be inclined to believe someone has edited out a chicken and replaced it with a baby. After all, who puts a baby in a wire mesh cage? Disturbingly, this picture is very real. In the 1930s, parents living in congested cities in England and the United States could get their baby out of the apartment and into the sunlight and fresh air thanks to these cages. We're guessing enough people finally figured out that babies aren't the same as dogs and chickens, and the practice eventually stopped. Guatemalan sinkhole. This aerial shot of an intersection in Guatemala City, Guatemala, looks too unbelievable to be real. Among all the homes and roads sits a massive sinkhole which just looks bizarre and possibly photoshopped. In fact, the sinkhole is very real, and the residents of the city were scared to death when this massive opening began swallowing up the road in 2010. Experts say it developed thanks to all the rain from the tropical storm Agatha, which eroded the soil underneath. 60 feet wide and 30 stories deep, the hole looks like something out of a Hollywood film. A giant bat. This bizarre picture shows what is described to be a massive bat hanging next to a man. Most of us are familiar with bats the size of a hand, but rarely have we seen such an enormous creature. Those of you who think this is a hoax will be surprised to know that the picture is very real and shows what is known as a golden-crowned flying fox, a bat native to the Philippines. The good news is this massive flying creature doesn't feast on humans or livestock, but prefers a healthy diet of fruit. A volcanic storm. This surreal photo seems to be out of this world and likely a shot from some sort of sci-fi movie or even The Lord of the Rings. Given the rather calm and pristine forest in the foreground, the violent and dangerous looking storm in the background makes you think that it might be a very creative Photoshop job. In fact, this is 100% real. The photo was taken in Chile during the eruption of a volcano. The lightning is a common occurrence resulting from all the ash, which creates large amounts of static charge. The man with two noses. This image just seems too bizarre to be real. Surely someone has photoshopped an image of an extra nose onto this man's head. The man in this picture is Zhao Liang, a resident of China who suffered an infection which damaged his nose. Doctors decided to grow him a new nose using his forehead. As the picture shows, doctors have carefully sculpted a new nose and grown it on Zhao Liang's forehead. When the new nose is ready, it will be grafted over the old and damaged nose. A tree full of goats. Goats are excellent climbers, and you've probably seen pictures of mountain goats climbing dangerous rock formations. But trees? Yes. This strange image is very real and shows a common sight in Morocco. In the more barren regions of the country, food can be scarce and animals must adapt. These goats have learned that to get at the edible parts of the argan tree, all you have to do is climb up. Once up, the goats hop from branch to branch, maintaining their balance and creating an image which is truly bizarre. Frank and Louie. Possibly created with an exposure technique or just some computer software, those who look at this picture will initially think that it is some sort of trickery involved. There is no trickery, and what you are looking at is referred to as a Janus cat thanks to its two faces. The two names is a bit deceptive, however, as Frank and Louie only had one brain despite having multiple numbers of other facial features. In fact, in addition to being very real, Frank and Louie set a Guinness record for being the oldest living Janus cat ever. The man with half a head. This bizarre picture is actually a mugshot, which has gone viral across the internet. The man in the picture clearly has something wrong with his head, and most who see it probably think the picture is fake. As you've likely guessed by now, this isn't. It's very real. The man in this picture is Carlos Rodriguez, a resident of Miami, Florida. He suffered his massive deformity after he was thrown through the windshield of a car, landing on his head. Despite missing a massive part of his head, Carlos still lives a normal life. Thanks for checking out these amazing, bizarre, and very real photos to videos we think you might like. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button. Thanks!